Hi. So this is a demonstration/explanation video about how the Angular course works, especially the free version. So I'm giving you the first 10 commits of the Angular course, which is quite comprehensive and covers several Angular topics. You'll quickly find us on tecos.org. There's a big button here that says 10 free commits. You can click on it and enter your email. Let's say I enter mine just to show you a bit, but it's pretty straightforward. You click on the button to unlock the free demo. It's a very standard process. It will send an email to the address you provided containing a link to download a zip file of the project, which is the demo project and extract of the first 10 commits from the full course. You will receive an email like this with a button that, when clicked, redirects you to the TechOS website, where you can choose to download the French or English version. An interesting point, especially for French speakers, the project is available in both English and French. So all the materials, all the comments, and all the codes are translated into French. In a world where most development resources are written in English, this can be a real advantage for some people. So for example, I click on the French version. This will download a zip file, which has an extract. Now I have this project that has just been created. I open it with IntelliJ. What I recommend as soon as you open this project is to either run an npm install from the command line or use this button that IntelliJ provides. I'm installing the dependencies because throughout the course, we'll gradually add certain things to this project. While that's installing, let me show you in particular how Git integrates with IntelliJ. In this video, I'm focusing solely on my technical stack, the one I also strongly recommend to you, especially because, as you'll see, it really boosts productivity. IntelliJ offers us quite a lot of useful features, in particular Command 9 or Alt 9 on Windows, where you get the Git history of everything that's happened. And this is already where you can see the benefit, especially in the context of training, of using Git, because every step you take as you progress through the course will be represented by a commit 0001, and so on. And we'll move up step by step. By default, as soon as you download the training project, you land on the last step. I suggest we go back down to the very first step. I've mapped the Git commands to keyboard shortcuts. I suggest you do the same, or, well, you can do whatever you prefer. In any case, I use Command G and Command B, and that opens this prompt, this interface. From there, I can enter either a tag name or a branch name. In this Angular training, it's only tags. So we have 0001, and then we go up. So I'm moving now to the tag 00. One of the entry points will always be throughout the training and at every stage, this formation folder, which will gradually be incremented with new materials related to the stage you are currently at. In step 0, we won't be doing much, but it lays a lot of the groundwork, explains things a bit, and it's also where I'll tell you a bit about the method, how things will go, how the files will be created. And there you go, giving you a bit of context about this training. So not much in this first step. So Command G, Command B. Now I'm moving on to step 01, since I consider step 00 to be finished. That's more or less how you'll be progressing through the course. So I'm moving on to step 01. I see here that this project, this new step has been created, and that's how it will go for the rest of the course. You arrive at the starting file, at the file that will explain what you can do in this step, and therefore what the code, especially in the SRC folder, will reflect. Here, I suggest you simply do an ng-null on Angular, or whatever name you want, but that's really how it's going to work. Basically, it's a suggestion to move forward in the course by starting with the starting file. And with the ending files, but everything is explained in 00, in step 00, where I explain this a bit. In the ending steps, we'll have some more theoretical explanations, sometimes a little bit of bonus content that's not necessarily related to the current step, but where I felt it was relevant to talk about it. So that's how it's going to go. The project runs each time on every step, and so at each step, the open project, which can at least be opened in Chrome or any browser, represents what we are currently working on. So to show you, I launch it with an ng-serve, but it's the same on IntelliJ. There's a button up top to do it quickly, but in the terminal, it's ng-serve. So I'm waiting for it to build. I open localhost. And here we'll have the representation of an ngserve. So the standard project opened by Angular. Okay, to show you a little bit more clearly how these things actually work, I'll quickly move to, say, step 9, in order to have something truly and genuinely visual for you to observe. And so here we can see that our training project is updating, but well, that's thanks to Angular's auto-reload feature. So here we're at a stage where we've created reusable components that display currencies with different currencies and an amount, things that are still quite simple. We're still on the free demo, and in the rest of the training we cover much more interesting topics. One last little thing also to demonstrate a bit the usefulness of both IntelliJ and Git in a training system is that at each step let me close this, since it's not the most important, we can see the difference of everything that was added compared to the previous step. So specifically for this step 6, what was done? We can see that here we went from this to that. This can be useful for precisely isolating what each step brings, at least the technical answer to the step. So here, for example, using input to make the balance card configurable. And here we can see both the HTML and the TypeScript, what was changed. So it's also really interesting to have this part very isolated to address the specific requirements of the current step. So that's a quick overview of the training. I suggest you go ahead and do it. Feel free to let me know what you think if you found it interesting. Personally, I'm quite a fan of the format. Don't hesitate to give me your feedback on this experience, on this Git-based training. Thank you.